So, whether or not you follow me closely or, you're more of a in and out viewer, recently I've been starting to pick up on a couple sponsors, some people that have either, paid for me to make a video, support a video, help fund a project, or in some cases just review a product. And, I want to take today's video to make a couple things clear because I was talking with a friend that I play video games with, actually PUBG. Don't necessarily play as much as more, but now, but we did really get talking, I guess, and he had a lot of questions, and I thought, here's this dude that doesn't really watch my YouTube channel, which I don't expect my close friends to. It's more supposed to be, whoever watches it, that's fine. And he had a lot of questions, like, what do you do? Do you want another sponsor back or something like that? And, I'm going to take today just to talk about a few things because, these are a few of the sponsors. I wish Cooler Master was sponsoring that. This is not in the, this case right here is not, that's something that's actually going to be a computer build, $600 budget PC build. But some of this, just some of the stuff that I've gotten. And, I want to take today just to talk about a couple things because it's kind of important for me, before problems come up, for you guys to know, how I feel on some things and, just explain, answer some questions before they arise. So, a lot of this stuff, usually what happens with me is I have 2,000 subscribers, which, everybody's like, well, why are you getting free stuff? Which, don't get me wrong, is pretty interesting. I set out through this YouTube channel, everybody says don't do YouTube to make money. And that's not really what it's about. It's kind of like I don't know, a nice foundation or something I can come home to every day and work on. It's kind of like my safe down place, I guess. And, my peace, some people play video games, some people draw. This is what I do in my free time, and it allows me to calm down. And there's a lot of people out there that will say, why'd you start it? And when I started, I think it'd be cool to get free stuff, and have a bunch of free stuff to review, and do a bunch of cool stuff, to make some computer mods, to do some cool budget PCs, and I think that would be cool. And I wonder if I could ever do it. And it's taken me a year at least to even get my first little sponsor that I ever had, which actually happened on my birthday. I actually got the email from my birthday, which was pretty hype as well. But, it took me a year to get here, and everybody's, someone's going to be critical, like, you shouldn't be getting sponsors or anything like that. I'll get to how, we'll talk about, valuation, how I deal with those videos and stuff. But, there's been a lot of stuff out there. People will, say you're really bad because you like free stuff. I'm going to look up straight honest. If you're getting free stuff to do something you enjoy in your free time as a hobby, I mean, you're lying to yourself. You're saying that's not cool. And, I am very thankful that I've been able to do this, but this has never been something like, I want to be making buckets of money or something like that. It's more like, each video I review, or each video I do a review or something, that's pretty much a video idea that I'll have to come up with. It's already a kind of pre-planned content, so I don't have to write out all those storyboards and stuff for that. And I kind of follow the same style on each of those. And scripts aren't really a problem. So that's four of the biggest things that consume my time. Now, that's not saying I am, grading these differently or anything. I've reviewed other stuff the same way. I like reviewing stuff. That doesn't, specifically go to just, sponsors or anything like that. It's more just that, I prefer those kind of videos because they're easy for me to make. I feel like sometimes they're better quality, and, depending on the product, a lot of people will see it. And, I'm not saying, I'm going to always do 100%, reviews. I'm saying that it's a nice video every once in a while to be able to sit down and, maybe once or twice a week, which is kind of at the rate that I'm getting some sponsors now. That means that I can make those videos a lot faster, which means they can actually get more videos in the week. So, in a rough stance, this is just, something I really enjoy because I get something cool. I actually end up giving away a lot of the stuff already. And I mean, I'm not getting a massive amount, but, I'm already giving away most of the stuff to friends, family, or somebody I'll help build a computer for. And so that's, what we're here is just to talk a little bit about how I actually go through and, review this stuff. Because, the difference between reviewing, some of the stuff up here that I bought, I'll be reviewing this, like LED light. I actually bought this for someone I'm building their computer for. And that'll be a video. It's a budget computer and stuff. But you know, there's a lot of different ways you can go about reviewing something, and most of the stuff that I've gotten to review so far has either been, you know, peripherals, earbuds, things like that. Some of the stuff I still use. I actually use personally because I've kind of used it because I didn't have it. In particular, the Tozo earbuds. There's been a lot of slight issues that I've found with them that I've actually been able to, you know, I've using them on the daily basis. I've actually been able to, you know, find some problems with them and, you know, point those out. And then there's been some companies that I've, you know, been sponsored by, you know, or, you know, they've given me something to review. I've said something not necessarily 100% positive, and, you know, they don't want, you know, to hear anything back. They don't want to even talk to me anymore. And then, you know, there's been a couple other companies that, you know, have emailed me about a Xbox One, you know, charger. And if you're curious, there isn't one on my channel because that's not what my channel is about. And, you know, I don't play Xbox, and I don't feel right conscious in my mind being able to, you know, sit down and review something when I in my right mind wouldn't even use it. I mean, at least most of the stuff I at least try to be something like, you know, would go with good with like your phone, or go good with peripherals, or go good with your computer, or all has some relation to technology and, you know, centered around a computer, or, you know, centered around anybody out there can use. And, you know, an Xbox is not really, you know, computer related, because that's what this channel is based on. And, you know, I don't really feel like doing that. That's nothing against the company or anything. I've had some companies offer to do like a PUBG mod for your iPhone to play video games on, and, you know, me, I'm a big fan of PCs. I just say, you know, build a PC and, you know, play on that. So, you know, there's a thin line that I draw things between what I consider something I would use, and, you know, something that is, you know, not necessarily related to the channel. And I mean, there's, you know, a lot of products that I've done, you know, controllers, you know, adapters for your Mac laptops, USB-C adapters, Xbox controllers, things like that. A lot of stuff I've turned down just because I don't feel like it fits the center of the channel and what it's about. I'll at least feel if I'm going to review something, let it be about what the channel is. And so, like, a lot of this stuff, like, I'll get a company that will send me something cool, and, you know, sometimes, you know, somebody asked, you know, well, if someone pays you to, you know, feature and talk about their product and, you know, review it, you know, is that, you know, aren't you kind of, doesn't that sway your opinion and stuff? Well, let's talk about it this way. Any of these companies, some companies will, you know, ask, you know, hey, would you like to, you know, help us pay for your video equipment or something like that. Some of this stuff is, you know, even whenever you get free stuff, you're still getting something of value. And whether or not it's money or product or something like that, it's really still the same thing. And, you know, anybody that gives you a product is pretty much the same thing as paying you for something you wouldn't have to buy. Now, obviously, some of this stuff is a little extravagant, and I wouldn't actually go out and buy it, even if, like, I don't know how to put it. Like, I wouldn't buy it. I'm more conservative with my money. I like to keep my money tight and save up for stuff and get nice equipment when I need it. And some of this stuff, you know, I wouldn't buy. Not saying that it's a bad product or someone else shouldn't buy it. I'm saying that just something I wouldn't have spent my money on. And those are the few situations where you really do have something extra, and it's a good birthday gift that you don't have to pay money to buy for someone else. So, I mean, people can argue that, you know, when you're getting sponsored in a video, usually I try to avoid those, but, you know, when you're getting sponsored in a video and stuff, you really are just getting free. You're either getting free stuff that you don't have to buy, or you're getting money and free stuff, which is kind of the same thing. And, you know, if you look at it, I always try to be honest, and especially in my reviews, I really try to talk about negative things as well, because anything has negatives. I have bad sides. These things have bad sides. And I'm really honest about those, and I'm actually sometimes brutally honest that some companies don't want to even see me back. And I'm not going to call names out, but, you know, some of these I've, you know, talked with people, emailed out, and, you know, I'm starting just to get, you know, reviews after I've gotten a couple reviews out there already. And as they get views, more people see them and more people are interested in me reviewing stuff. So, you know, being someone that's worked on this for a year and stuff, this has kind of always been like a little bit of a dream of mine. And, you know, being able to get cool stuff, free stuff, and being able to review it was a really nice, you know, thing to accomplish what you wanted to do. And I mean, you know, everybody sets goals, and, you know, I'm not trying to, you know, this is just one of the goals I set was, you know, I want to get 1,000 subscribers. I want to start getting a couple sponsors. I want to be able to review stuff once a week. I want to be able to, you know, get someone to send me some free stuff once a week or something like that. And, you know, yes, it's not always something cool, but, you know, recently, luckily, I've, you know, been building someone a computer, and I've actually been able to get a lot of cool content to unbox. You know, budget computer finally. A lot of like cool cheap stuff, and then I've also got some, you know, a video streaming server, you know, video in the works and stuff. So it's really, you know, just being able to have a little bit more fluff in the content, because instead of just having the same thing over and over again, you get a little bit of a difference. And so, you know, today I just wanted to talk about that because I feel like, you know, it's a more conversation I need to have with people. And, you know, if you're watching this video, you guys are ultimately, you know, what makes this possible and stuff. And so, like, people will, you know, you guys are what really need to hear this. And I feel like, you know, I could have always sat down and been like, you know, let's not say anything about it. I've always put, like, you know, paid promotion or anything like that in the video. I always said, you know, this is a sponsored video, or thank you for the company for sending me this product, because I feel like that's something, you know, you need to say. And people will, you know, say something like, oh, you know, you, like my brother, younger brother, when he's in here watching me record or something, he'll be like, you know, hey, why are you, you know, you shouldn't say that, because, you know, people will think, you know, you're swayed opinion. If you know me well enough, you know that whatever I say, I try to be brutally honest with, and in the end, that has come back to bite me ever since I was younger. So, you know, I will be brutally honest, and, you know, nothing will sway my opinion. As you may know, I went really hard to town on, I think, Unbox Therapy for making a very swayed review of a certain PC company, and it turns out they really didn't know what they were talking about when I at least contacted them. So I was a little concerned on that one, and that one I went to town on, and that was pretty brutal. But that's just one of the things I want to talk about, because, you know, you guys are ultimately the ones that are watching. You guys are ultimately the ones that need to know. And, you know, if you have questions, feel free to put them down in the comments, because, you know, now that this is going to be coming, hopefully, I mean, I'd love to, you know, kind of a regular occurrence. You know, it's important that that information is out there and things are cleared up before we have any problems or before questions are asked. Because, you know, there's a lot of people out there that can say different things and start up drama real quick, so we'll just get that out of the way before we get started. But thank you very much if you watched the end of this video. And of course, you guys are the people that are watching now, are probably those few people that make this possible. So thank you very much, and as always, you know, comments and stuff is welcome, and of course, thank you very much for watching. Goodbye.